I went to probably one of the best concerts I've ever seen in my life. And now I've seen some great concerts, like amazing concerts. And I think part of that was being in New York City. I've got to see big bands play at small venues. I've gotten to see a lot of great bands play. Um, if you were to ask me, like, what's your favorite concert? I'd always say it's a tie um, between Dolly Parton and Andrew WK. Very different, but both crazy concert experiences. And then as I got a little bit older, I'd say, well, maybe the Kanye and Jay-Z tour. Because at the end of that tour, they played the song, the Paris song. They played it so many times until the audience like stopped being into it. And I think we held the record. They played it 12 times. They performed the Paris song 12 times in a row. Now that may seem tedious, but there was something so electric about that. You were there and they would do it and they'd be like, again. And it was like, okay, boom, 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 boom. And they're like, again. And people started losing their minds. So by the time you got to like the 8th time of hearing that song, you're like, I need to hear it again. And boom. And it was like this electric experience. It was amazing. And then I saw Beyonce. Beyonce blew my mind. Like the Reformation tour truly was a spectacle beyond anything. And look, and I've seen spectacle tours. I've seen U2 on tour multiple times. They're amazing. This had nothing on that. This was unbelievable. Paul McCartney at Dodger Stadium was great. A great concert, a simple concert, an amazing concert. But I'm talking about things that like click in more than just an amazing performance. Beyonce brings up all of that. Throw it in the trash. Throw it in the trash can because I saw one of the best shows of all time. First of all, it was in George, Washington, about 2.5 hours outside of Seattle. It was at the Gorge, and the Gorge is essentially a greener Grand Canyon. It's stunning. And then on the edge of the gorge, they put a stage. And obviously you can see right through it. You can watch a sunset as you're watching somebody perform. And 25,000 people came on Saturday to see Joni Mitchell perform her first ticketed event in over 20 years. And it was mind-blowing. Absolutely mind-blowing. Now, I don't care if you're not a fan of Joni Mitchell, because here's the thing. You are. She is one of the best American songwriters, right? Truly, you may not even think you are. And then you're like, oh, shit. All these songs are Joni Mitchell songs. And it was hosted by Brandi Carlile. I don't know Brandi Carlile. I knew of her. I had heard a couple songs. I liked her just fine. Left. I think I'm her biggest fan. I'm trying to buy Brandi Carlile merch now. I'm ready to go. She opened, did an hour, and then brought out Joni Mitchell, surrounded by all of her friends, because Brandi Carlile has really connected with Joni Mitchell in the last couple of years. Joni Mitchell had a brain aneurysm and has slowly been working her way back. And not even to performing. Like, Joni Mitchell has become a painter and is happy to be a painter. Like, isn't longing for this, right? But last year at the Newport Jazz Festival, or maybe 2 years ago now, she did a surprise appearance at Brandi Carlile's set. People were blown away. People went nuts. And I think based on that, they decided to do this event this past weekend. Cameron Crowe directed it for a movie. I'm sure it's going to be one of the best concert movies ever. I saw like 4 drones in the air. There were like 7 cameras capturing it. It was unbelievable. Joni Mitchell, if you've seen the Newport footage, which is great, and they're coming out with an album of that, her performance here is like 10 times better. It is just awesome. And she was surrounded by all of her friends, these people that she plays with at her house. She has these like little jam sessions. The only difference is, it was primarily Joni Mitchell songs. And Sarah McLachlan came, performed Blue, amazing. Annie Lennox performed. Now, I don't know if you remember Annie Lennox. Annie Lennox, oh my God. Oh my God. Like, fan of Annie Lennox, sure. Haven't thought about Annie Lennox in ages. My fault, my bad. I've never seen a person more talented with their voice than, I can't even describe what she did. She sang this song that blew my mind. I believe it's like the Ladies of Laurel Canyon or Laurel Canyon Lady. I'm bad with titles and bad with names. And it was unbelievable. Sarah McLachlan looks literally younger than she looked in 1992. And this night was amazing. Wendy and Lisa, who were in Prince's New Revolution, they were there. Marcus Mumford was there. It was this full-on jam session that was, I mean, absolutely stunningly magical. I don't know, Molly, can you see if that Annie Lennox performance is up on YouTube? It'd be like Annie Lennox at the Gorge, Joni Jam. And it was truly just an awesome, awesome night. Now, one of the things that I was obsessed with on this night, which wasn't maudlin, it wasn't like a tribute to someone who is like, I think that there's an energy of like, we're so lucky to have Joni. She's amazing. We need to celebrate her. But she's still here. And she's, recovered from this brain aneurysm, has gotten better and is just still funny and with it, and played guitar for the encore for 3 songs. Just blew my mind. But there was nothing maudlin about it. Everyone's kind of just like, oh, you're awesome. And she's joining in to telling funny stories. The story that they told that, Prince loved Joni Mitchell, just absolutely loved Joni Mitchell. And Joni Mitchell went to go see Prince on the Purple Rain tour. And he runs to the side of the stage to grab Joni Mitchell. And he says, come, sing the song with me. And Joni Mitchell's like, I don't know the song. And he's like, you don't know the song? It's just Purple Rain, Purple Rain, Purple Rain, Purple Rain. And so Joni Mitchell got up on stage during a Prince show and sang Purple Rain. I want to know anyone who was there for that. I mean, that sounds amazing. Here, take a look at Annie Lennox here. This is crazy. Here you go.
Trina wears a walkie, she fills her drawing with the light. Sewing lace on widow's weeds and filigree on leaf and vine. Finally for filigree,
I mean,
and to go to the second hand, trimmed with antique luxury. She is a lady of the canyon.
Lady of the Canyon. There you go. Amazing. Thank you, Molly. Insane. And that's a bad recording of it. That sounds like shit, and it's still amazing. Reprints. Someone said, "Oh, there's a video of him on YouTube called Case." There's a video of Prince on YouTube where he performs "Case of You." Joni also told the story that Prince came over to her house, sat at her piano, and started playing a song. And Joni goes, "Oh, that's pretty. What is that?" And he goes, "A Case of You." She's like, "Oh, that is a good song." That's how cool Joni Mitchell is. Joni Mitchell doesn't even recognize her own fucking songs. So that was awesome. Prince is good at music. Yes. Everyone sat in these big chairs here. People are calling out so basically no one got up to perform, which was actually really cool because I think that's where Joni may have some issues she's not going to be able, she's an 80-year-old woman. She's not going to be standing up for a 3-hour show. I mean, that show started at 7:30 at night and ended at 12:30. It was amazing. I will say this, Jason is more a fan of all of this than I am, and so is June. But the best part of the night to me, and Molly, maybe you could pull up Rick Whitfield. You could see if you can find any Rick Whitfield. So because it's the Joni Jam, she's surrounded by people that she actually likes. Instead of it being like a, just a cavalcade of giant stars coming in and being like, Joni, you're amazing. I'm Eddie Vedder. Here's the song. It really is just like the people she likes to perform with. And one of the guys that she performs with is this guy, Rick Whitfield. And Rick is, a gentleman that if you told me Rick was coming out of college or just about able to retire, I would say sure. Like whatever it was. He was kind of ageless man. And she's like, I love Rick. And now everyone here is performing Joni songs. The only time they're not performing Joni songs is when Joni is like, I want to do a song that I'm into, like Love Potion #9. Yeah, Joni performed Love Potion #9 at this live show. And they performed like a Frank Sinatra song and Summertime, a Gershwin tune. Like, those are like the 3 moments in the entire show where it's not Joni songs. But when they get to this guy, Rick, she goes, I don't want Rick to do one of my songs. Rick is a talented artist. He's coming out with an album. I want Rick to do an original. Now, Rick mainly performs at the Smokehouse, which is like a steak restaurant here in the Valley. And he's like a backing musician, a session musician. Has nothing to do with his talent. Been around, super talented guy. Doesn't have like a bunch of followers on Spotify. But here he is in front of 25,000 people. 25,000 people. All there to see Joni. And he does an original song. And it murders, right? But it's so funny that Joni's like, none of that. Now, Molly, you're probably even having a hard time finding a picture of him. You can't even find a picture of Rick Whitfield. The only thing I found when I Googled him was that you could hire him for $750 to come to your party and perform. Which, by the way, let's do it. Let's get Rick at the house. But it was really an awesome environment. It was a great show. I've never been surrounded by more interesting people. You don't normally go to shows and see such a wide range of young people, old people, people who are like full on, still hippie in and out. Let's see if this is Rick. This is Rick. Take a look at Rick. Yeah, there he is.
And of course, anything could be helped. Anything that you can give would be helpful for this organization.
Rick, and, what age do you think Rick is?
I'm going to sing a song, maybe 2.
20? 70?
There's a dog right there. I saw light, one star in night.
Okay, so that's all I'm saying is like, think about this man, an amazingly talented musician who is then gets us a chance to perform this amazing song. I loved it. I absolutely loved it. Corvus Twig says he looks about mid to late 40s. All right, I'll take it. Anyone else disagree with him? I think he looks like a little bit more ageless than that. Did she play guitar? Yes, she played guitar for the encore. She played 2 songs. She played If and... Gosh, I can't remember the other one. Yes. So public records for Rick Whitfield range from 39 to 89 years old. That's what I'm talking about, people.